is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing my January TBR. So, I usually pick a ton of books for my TBR, and most months I was able to do that in the year of 2020. However, my reading has really slowed down near the end of this year, partly because there's just so much stuff going on, but also partly because he is getting way more independent and into a lot more things. So it is a little bit harder to let him chill out or play by himself while I read, and he needs more supervision. So what I have decided to do is be a little bit more lenient with my TBRs. I'm going to be picking probably about 4 books a month that I really do want to get to in the month, and then if I read anything extra, that is just a bonus. But I've been wanting to mix up my TBRs a little bit as well. So I think what I'm going to be doing is one pick where Presley picks a book, one pick where a TBR jar or TBR bucket picks a book, and then we'll see if I'm doing any other readathons or buddy reads or anything like that, where then that will be the book that we read as well. I do have a couple picks that I want to get to this month especially, but otherwise I think we're going to actually start with Presley's pick first, and how we're going to be doing that is the Buzzwordathon. So Buzzwordathon in the past had been a readathon that was hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala. However, in the year of 2021, it is looking a little bit different. To me, it looks a little bit more like a challenge for the year versus a readathon. So every single month of the year we have a prompt. You can make it your own mini readathon if you want. However, what I'm going to be trying to do is reading one book that fits that prompt every single month. And for the month of January, our prompt is dream. So books with the word dream in the title. I actually have a few of those on my shelves, but what I did end up doing is picking 2 that I really want to get to, and we're gonna let Presley pick which one I'm actually going to read. So the first one that I have here is Do You Dream of Terra 2 by Temi. Oh, this is some sort of sci-fi. I don't fully remember the synopsis, but if he picks that, we will look at it. And then I also have Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis, and that is going to be a young adult fantasy, like Magicians meets Phantom of the Opera type of book. And so these are our 2 choices. Let's see what he picks. Now, Presley, look at which book do you want? Okay, he has made his choice. You want to show the camera? He has picked Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. I know a lot of people that really enjoyed this one in 2020, and I just somehow never got to it. This is, like I said, a YA fantasy with magicians. I think it's like a circus or carnival theme. It is also supposed to be based a little bit on Phantom of the Opera. It's the first in the series, and this is the gorgeous Owl Crate edition. There's no dust jacket. It's just very pretty naked hardcover. So yes, this is our first choice, and I'm very excited. Now, I know you guys were probably questioning me a little bit earlier because I did mention a TBR jar. Well, Presley is playing with the ring light. Well, I mentioned a TBR bucket. Yes, I did mean TBR bucket because this is my entire physical TBR that includes everything that I own physically. And maybe, okay. I say entire physical TBR, entire owned TBR. It includes everything I owned physically, as well as all the ebooks on my Kindle as well. Those are a lot of older titles that I've been meaning to get to, and I just haven't because I've had them for forever. A lot of them are also like self-published romance type of books. So I'm very curious to see exactly what we're gonna pick out of this because there is a lot of variety in here. One of my goals is to get this down so I can hopefully, eventually, get this into an actual jar and not a bucket. But I have probably like almost over 600 titles in here. So yeah, what we're gonna do, actually I probably shouldn't have taken the lid off. We're gonna shake this up first. Okay, so we're just gonna reach in. The colors on the papers have no meaning whatsoever. I just had pink and purple and green construction paper, and so I just thought it would look pretty. Oh, Presley's trying to close it for me. Let's reach in, and this purple one is the one that's mostly in my hand. So we're gonna pick out this purple one, and we have Star Trek Legacy. Thank you for turning on the ring light again. Okay, and so here we are. I have a lot of Star Trek books that I have been collecting because I love the original series Star Trek, but I've only read a few of them. Like, I have over 50 Star Trek books, and I've probably read almost 10. So I have quite a bit that I have not read before, and so this is the one we're going with. Star Trek Legacy by Michael Jan Friedman. And because I have so many, I don't fully know what all of these are about. So this one says, a routine survey of the planet Alpha Octavius 4 turns disastrous as Spock is attacked and poisoned by a huge creature, and Kirk's landing party is trapped underground by a violent earthquake. As Spock fights for his life in sickbay, Scotty organizes a search for Kirk and his men. However, rescue efforts must cease when the USS Enterprise is called away to the Beta Cabrini system, where a mining colony is under heavy attack. At Beta Cabrini, the USS Enterprise faces off against a marauder named Dreen, a man that Spock had watched his former captain Christopher Pike defeat years before. Fighting the effects of the poison, Spock struggles to his feet and takes command of the ship. Soon, Spock and Dreen are locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse, a game driven by mad revenge that can have only one survivor. So, yes, very excited. Like I mentioned, I love Star Trek, the original series. I also really do enjoy the 2009 reboot, because that's actually what I watched first and got me into the original series. I've watched the TV show and the movies that go with the original series multiple times. So yeah, I'm very curious about this one. I do have to say that these novels, mostly because they were published in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I think for all the ones that I own, they're a little bit cheesy sometimes. So I mostly rate them 3 to 4 stars, although I have at least one that I loved, absolutely loved, rated 5 stars. Probably should do, probably should do a reread of that soon, but this is our next pick. Then we're moving on to the books that I know I definitely want to read in January, and the first one we have here is Quality Land by Mark-Uwe Kling. This is actually going to be a buddy read with, like, my best friend in the entire world. We have known each other for, like, oh my gosh, has it been almost 15 years now? Oh, it's ridiculous. He used to live in my same state, but he has moved across the country, and after doing a couple buddy reads in 2020, I was like, dude, this is a good way for us to keep in contact. Let's pick a book. His reading tastes are not exactly my reading tastes, because I definitely read a lot of sci-fi and fantasy, young adult as well as adult and middle grade, but a lot of young adult as well. And he is mostly adult literary fiction, German fiction, non-fiction. It's definitely going to be interesting, but this is one that we both had on our want to read lists, and we're going to be buddy reading it. I have the translated into English version, and he is going to read the original German version. Obviously, that's why he picked this book, but I'm very, very excited to see about this one. What if the perfect world wasn't built for you? Welcome to Quality Land, the best country on earth. Here, a universal ranking system determines the social advantages and career opportunities of every member of society. An automated matchmaking service knows the best partners for everyone and helps with the breakup when your ideal match frequently changes. And the foolproof algorithms of the biggest, most successful company in the world, The Shop, know what you want before you do, and conveniently deliver to your doorstep before you even order it. In Quality City, Peter Jobless is a machine scrapper who can't quite bring himself to destroy the imperfect machines sent his way, and has become the unwitting leader of a band of robotic misfits hidden in his home and workplace. One day, Peter receives a product from the shop that he absolutely, positively knows he does not want, and which he decides, at great personal cost, to return. The only problem, doing so means proving the perfect algorithm of the shop wrong, calling into question the very foundations of Quality Land itself. I'm very excited. This is supposed to be like a sort of like, what if Amazon took over the world sort of thing. So it's gonna be sort of like speculative fiction. I've heard it's also a little bit funny as well. I'm very, very curious. I'm also very curious to see how our buddy read is actually going to work. with the fact that I'm reading it in English and he's reading it in German, so we'll probably be able to talk about the nuances of the text. Oh, just very, very excited. And then the last one that I really want to get to in January is going to be Slay by Brittany Morris. This was a present from Michelle Reads YA. I will leave her channel link down below. I've gotten to know her really well through 2020. Definitely consider her a friend. She is another booktube mom. She has a son around Presley's age, and I absolutely love her. I love her taste in books. And so she read this, I believe in 2020, really, really enjoyed it, and sent it my way for Christmas. I am so, so appreciative, but I'm also very excited for this one. Again, I don't know a ton about this, but it is a YA contemporary, I believe, about a black girl game programmer, and I love video games. I'm very, very excited for this one. It's not super long, so I do think this is going to be just a fun, quick read, and yes, I'm so, so excited for it. Yes. And then, because I want to be very, very nice on myself, that is going to be it for this TBR. I actually am going to be participating in the Pop Culture Readathon that is happening January 1st through 31st as well. We have bingo boards like we did the first time that we did this readathon, sometime in 2020, but this month's theme is going to be 80s movies instead of 90s movies. I'm just very, very excited. Also, our bingo boards are 3x3, so it is a little bit easier to get a bingo if you want to participate. I'm pretty sure Quality Land fits one of the prompts for speculative fiction. I'm pretty sure Where Dreams Descend also fits one of the boards for a 3-word title. So like Where Dreams Descend, 3 words total. And then I'm pretty sure I can fit Slay and Legacy in there somewhere. I just haven't looked at those on the board yet because I'm bad like that, but I'm very, very excited. I will leave the links to the Goodreads page for the Buzzwordathon down below, as well as the Pop Culture Readathon stuff down below. That one is created by Life With Me on Twitter. I will leave her link down below. I'm gonna leave all the links down below, and that is it from me in January. Hopefully I read more than these 4 books, so we have even more to talk about in my January wrap-up, but otherwise, that is it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Mondays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye! Say bye-bye.